Thank you very much, Pia. Can I begin by acknowledging the hardworking councillors of the City of Joondalup in Councillor Christine Hamilton-Prime, Councillor Kerry Hollywood, Councillor Nige Jones, Councillor Christopher May, Councillor Tom McLean, Councillor Russell Polifka, Councillor Philippa Taylor and Councillor Suzanne Thompson. To City of Joondalup CEO, Mr James Pearson, to local members of Parliament who join us here today in Emily Hamilton, MLA, the member for Joondalup, representing Dr Tony Booty, MLA, the Minister for Finance, Lands, Sport and Recreation, as well as Citizenship and Multicultural Interests, to Mr Mark Folkard, MLA, the member for Burns Beach, and Caitlin Collins, MLA, the member for Hillary's. Importantly, to our keynote speaker, Mr Bernard Salt, and of course, ladies and gentlemen, welcome on behalf of the City of Joondalup. Thank you for joining us for our first business forum of 2021, and I can't tell you how delighted we are to see this as a sold-out forum here this morning. We are also very lucky to have one of Australia's leading social commentators in Bernard Salt as our keynote speaker. As Managing Director of the Demographics Group, a group which provides advice on demographic, consumer and social trends for businesses, Bernard and his team draw on vast data sets to interpret the overall trajectory of social change in the past and apply that, hopefully, into the future. He argues that social and cultural change are rising forces which are reshaping the way that we live, how we work, and even how we form relationships. As a speaker, The Age newspaper has described him as part stand-up comedian and part number-crunching economist. It's certainly great timing to hear from Bernard, given the city is developing its own 10-year strategic community plan at the moment. This morning's forum is an essential part of shaping that highest level of strategic document which we have as a city and which will guide the city in its operations over the next 10 years. Following on from what has been an exciting initial strategic community plan over our past decade. I can assure you there is much more to Bernard than the fact that he has single-handedly popularised the phrase smashed avocado, which we are having this morning hopefully as a special treat, but if you have not heard him speak before, you are indeed in for a treat this morning. Bernard will also take part in an interactive panel on how Joondalup can capitalise on its existing assets to take advantage of the trajectory shift in economic activity which is being caused by the COVID-19 pandemic. Joining Bernard on the panel will be the City of Joondalup's Chief Executive Officer, James Pearson, and Michelle Hode, the Managing Director of North Metropolitan TAFE. James joined the city in March, most recently as having just recently been the CEO of the Canberra-based Australian Chamber of Commerce and Industry, where he previously also led the Chamber of Commerce and Industry in WA and has held senior positions with Shell Australia, Chevron Australia, and also in federal and state government bodies. Michelle is passionate about empowering individuals to reach their potential and enabling enterprises to build their capacity and productivity all through education and training. She has over 20 years' experience in the education and training sector in Western Australia and is currently on the board of the Foyer Foundation and WA Oz Cybernode. Michelle is also and has always been a great friend and supporter of the City of Joondalup, and it's good to have you here again this morning, Michelle. As Pia mentioned, this is an interactive session, so please do get involved. Please log on to Slido and put in that code. We want to identify your thoughts about what Joondalup will look like in the coming 10 years. That's a very important data set for us as a city as we develop that strategic community plan, and I do encourage you to submit questions via the app. In speaking to everyone here today, and as Mayor of this great city and on behalf of all of the councillors here today, I'd like to say thank you to each and every one of you for your persistence and resilience which you've displayed over the past 12 months during the COVID-19 challenge and even up to and including the recent 3-day lockdown and restrictions. There's no doubt that many businesses have been doing it tough, particularly in the small business community. Throughout these uncertain times, our city has maintained a very simple message. Joondalup is open for business. Our city formed in 1998, and we're now transitioning from an economy which was supported by population growth to one which is now driven by business investment, by innovation, and by entrepreneurship. We are very fortunate to be home to world-class education institutions such as Edith Cowan University, North Metropolitan TAFE, Nika College of Electrical Training and the WA Police Academy. And we are a city which has been built from our earliest days on knowledge, and our goal is to build Joondalup's reputation as a place for innovation and creativity by enhancing growth across a diverse range of sectors. We want to be home for progressive businesses that bring to the table fresh ideas and create diverse employment opportunities and leverage the global connectivity of a population which has largely been built on migration. Joondalup in 2031 or 2032 will no doubt look a lot different to the Joondalup of today. By that time, one of our most transformational projects ever undertaken within our boundaries will be completed. I'm talking, of course, and those of you who've heard me before, I always find a way to mention it, about the Ocean Reef Marina project. Constructions of this decades in the making project is now underway. I recently had the pleasure of joining the two local councillors in Councillor Jones and Councillor Taylor on a tour of this site. The first breakwater rocks have been lowered into place, marking a significant milestone of what will become a world-class coastal destination. Construction of these breakwaters will take about 18 months, using close to 1 million tonnes of locally sourced granite and limestone. Ultimately, the construction of the marina will create around 8,500 construction jobs, and this project is a wonderful example of the state and local governments working together with the community to achieve an amazing outcome for Perth's growing Northern Corridor. The city is committed to continuing to work collaboratively with Development WA and the state government to ensure that the marina is developed under the long-held vision of our city and our community. We're also working towards the development of a coastal node at Burns Beach to activate that precinct for local and international visitors. Add to this the Joondalup Health Campus, which will very soon be Western Australia's largest hospital. We've also proudly welcomed the Australian Medical Association WA Training College in recent years and are very well positioned to attract talent, research and investment both locally and globally, particularly within the healthcare sectors. It wouldn't be a Joondalup Business Breakfast if I didn't also touch on cybersecurity. As the first innovation hub in WA, Australia's cyber capital, Joondalup, has the potential to become the epicentre for homegrown and global talent, startups and scale-ups. The city supports initiatives such as Cyber Check Me and Actus, led by ECU, and the Jobs and Skills Centre in North Metropolitan TAFE, contributing to the development of our future innovators, entrepreneurs and workers. The city is also a key partner in WA Oz Cyber Node, based at the Joondalup Innovation Hub at ECU. And the collaboration between ECU, WA Oz Cyber and the City of Joondalup was recently formalised via an MOU. This agreement commits these organisations to working together to grow and sustain our cyber supply chain in our region. It's no secret that I'm a pro-resources industry individual, but I'm also very pro-diversification for the City of Joondalup. And the cyber sector is projected to overtake the mining jobs boom into the future for Australia. Recent analysis conducted by WA Oz Cyber tells us that for every dollar invested in cyber resilience measures, a minimum of $5.50 is returned to the broader local economy. In closing, diverse economic development is a key priority for the city, and it will continue to be so for the next decade. Through the city's economic development team, we will be focusing on delivering programs to help promote, connect and grow local businesses and also attract visitors, students, talent, businesses and investors into the City of Joondalup. Some of the ways which we are doing this is through our business catalogue, through our business engagement program and our Business Ready program. And if you have any interest in any of those, please go and see our team at the stalls straight after this session. I hope that you enjoyed today's presentation and discussions on shaping our future economy. I again say, please participate via the app. That's going to give us such valuable information for developing our strategic community plan. And I'm sure, along with all of you, look forward to seeing what a future City of Joondalup will look like. Thank you all very much. And Emily Hamilton, may I please welcome you to the stage.